Okay, so this was something that was getting talked about on the Discord about someone posted about their frame rate going through the floor when they pointed in a particular direction. I think they said northeast, but it might have been northwest. I honestly can't remember now. On a vanilla map, only looking in that direction, their frame rate went down substantially. So I posted that I have something similar going on with particularly this map, because I've noticed it in this map. This is my custom map, and I haven't tried any other maps yet, so I can post on that later. But I was getting a similar thing where my frame rate for no apparent reason was going up when I was looking in a particular direction. And as you can see up here where I've got the whole map in view, there's not a lot going on out here, blah blah blah. The direction I'm pointing is north and west, and I'm usually pointing about slightly south of west. You can see it's not really visible here because I'm bringing a lot more into frame, but if we go down here, this is where I really noticed it one time, was down here. My grass decides to populate. There we go. If I look around, I'm getting what I expect at ground level playing. You know, I'm getting 8 to 9,000. I mean, I've got a fair bit going on foliage-wise. That's expected, but this thing where it goes up is not expected. Don't know why. Still haven't worked it out yet. If I go around to this sort of south of west sort of point, you can see it sort of gets up a little bit higher. But if I point down, probably about 30 degrees down pointing down, it goes up substantially to the point where I can get it up to, I had it up to 15 before, 14. There we go, 15 million, 15.1 million. Primitive draws are up a bit. My frame rate's now dropped down to 52, 53 compared to what I expect to get solid 60 plus. So it's not a huge frame rate drop, realistically speaking, but the reason for this sudden rise in triangles is unaccounted for at this point. No, can't work it out. Don't know why it's happening. If I turn off my ocean, it makes very little difference. If I turn off my lighting layer, it makes a huge difference. If I turn off my everything else, except for the gameplay items like my bases and that, it obviously makes a massive difference. If I go unlit, I'll go to unlit. It makes enormous difference. It's all the same triangles being rendered, like they're just not lit. If I go to brush wireframe, it makes the same difference. It's the same as unlit. There's still the same number of triangles being rendered in the frame, they're just not lit. The interesting thing is if I go down underneath everything and I try to find this hotspot again, you see I'm still pumping up, like, I can get it up to, where was the hotspot there? I think it's about there somewhere. I'm still pushing, you know, the thick end of 11.5 million triangles drawn and well over 4,000 primitives drawn, even though there is nothing under here. I'm below the water, I'm below the land, I'm below every gameplay item you can think of. There is nothing down here except for the sky sphere. No real triangles visible on the screen, so no idea what's going on here. I'm going to quickly load up a different map. I'll load up my a version that I've made of a vanilla map. Let's see, let's go to What's another relatively small map? Let's go to Mestia, and we'll see what happens in Mestia. Okay, so we're on Mestia now, and I'm facing about west, and we've got a high of 90 million, low barely 50 frames a second. And again, if we swing around to the rest of the map, we've just lost, you know, even though there's far more map, we've lost a significant number of triangles. Right, that's what I want. Unit. Right, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so as you can see, you know, 8.5 million, whatever. That's what I'm expecting from that side of the island, which is heavily, there's a lot of island there. This is there's not so much island over the hill there, and then we hit water. Again, we've got this spike. Find the sweet spot. Interestingly, it's less than in the editor viewport, which is probably makes some sense in some way. And I'm looking, well, I'm actually slightly north of west, so I was a bit wrong with that. But basically west, let's say, just looking west. And we've got this rise in primitives. Now if I go in the other direction, it drops. Now run over here. And we'll do the same. Oh, 13.7. Oh, can't quite get 14. But there we go. We've got exactly the same thing. If I turn around, it drops drastically. If I'm looking west, it goes up. Draws go up substantially. You know, like by, we're going to just under 3,000 up to nearly 4,500, so that's like, what's that, nearly 50%, 30 to 50% increase. And triangles are not quite the same, maybe 30%. I'm just guessing, throwing numbers out there. There you go, for no apparent reason. Again, there is nothing under this map